Over the past few weeks online, I've had the oh so unfortunate misfortune of seeing this logo pop up on my timeline across socials for quite a while now. This, my friends, is something you've probably seen quite a few times if you've used social media in any capacity over the last few weeks. What you're seeing seems just like a few random memes and posts that anyone would see, but the real issue comes from this small undisclosed hashtag ad at the very bottom of the post itself. This is a form of stealth advertisement for the website Stake. Stake is a online casino betting and gambling website. It's basically the same as going to a casino, just online. As you can imagine, this is a pretty out there thing to be advertising on a meme of all things. But it goes a lot deeper than just this. It's not just a few accounts, but hundreds, potentially even thousands, which over the course of the past few months Stake has been working with. These content creators, and I say that in quotes, and you'll see why in just a few moments, essentially put an overlay ad over regular posts to redirect users to come and have some fun with some good old-fashioned gambling on their own website, stake.com. Now, promoting gambling in online casinos isn't so bad, if not for the fact that you may potentially live in a country where it's illegal to gamble, or in Stake's case, and Stake, on the off chance anyone from Stake is listening, you might want to listen up. There are just a few countries where it is illegal to advertise gambling in general. Now, this list isn't so long, it's just Australia between 5 to 8:30 p.m. for some reason, Belgium, France with heavy restrictions, Italy, Spain, especially to minors in Stake's case, Norway, Hungary, also especially to Stake, you cannot target minors, Turkey, the USA, and a total of 6 states, which Stake is banned in, or you cannot advertise in those 6 states at all, Singapore, India, UK, and Finland. I've also left out one country for last, specifically Canada. Now, Stake is available in Canada for all provinces except Ontario. Now, Stake, I just have one question, which is why am I being served a hashtag ad for Stake on an IP based in Ontario where it is illegal for you to operate in? Does this mean you advocate for gambling in banned jurisdictions? If so, why am I seeing this ad? This is quite an interesting thing to think about, don't you think? Of those countries I just listed, Stake is violating gambling advertisement laws in each of those countries, and in the USA, some states. Now listen, people hate ads, and I'm not the first person to say that, and I probably won't be the last person. Now listen, people hate ads. I'm not the first person to say that, and I probably won't be the last person to say that. Historically speaking, people have found the very existence of ads to be annoying. Whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on commercials on TV, and honestly, I can't believe we're living in a timeline where this is a thing, but seeing hashtag ads for gambling sites, sometimes, mind you, on back-to-back posts to each other on Twitter, because these people only want to abuse the Twitter algorithm. Now, I just want to talk about these hashtag ads posted by hashtag quote-unquote content creators for just a moment. You'll be a little bit surprised to know that these aren't actual content creators in the sense that these are people who make actual content, but rather just repost it. Content creators like Speed and Kaisenet aren't your suspects this time, though they do have a role to play later. And you'll be surprised to know that the actual content creators that aren't your usual gamble suspects actually don't even talk about Stake all that much at all, if at all. Probably because they don't want to advertise gambling to minors, and good on them. You'll probably also realize I'm using quote-unquote and hashtag content creators. That's sarcastic. And that's because these people actually don't even create content. What I'm about to show you is a DM where someone I'm quite close with has been offered to work with Stake before, and I can tell you how they work, or at least how they did before moving to Twitter, as Instagram actually bans this sort of stuff on the regular, which good on them. And also the obvious, they didn't want to promote gambling to kids who don't understand the very logistics of gambling at all. All these kids know is Mummy's credit card and buy V-Bucks. But basically, as you can see in this image, these companies work on a revenue split and deposit bonus, as well as a CTA bonus for every new depositor. This basically means that for every new person that's never used the website before, if they deposit a certain threshold, you'll also get a nice bonus on top of that. And just before I do continue, if anyone is in a position to accept these sort of gambling commission ads, one, you would be trusting a completely random person who may be associated with Stake, sure, but you would also be promoting gambling to minors, which, again, is very illegal. This very system is designed to make the only person who profit have complete control, and in one scenario, even if someone were to take the commission bonus, you are trusting a complete and utter total stranger who has complete access to the actual statistics to just not lie? That may be kind of confusing, but let me just provide this example. Let's say 50 people sign up and deposit $5 using your referral link. That would be a pretty nice 50 people, right? Well, how would you know those people signed up at all? The only person you would trust is this random stranger who says 50 people use your referral link, when in reality, 70 or possibly even 100 could have used your referral link. Remember, these people own a gambling site. Their only incentive is profits above all else, so who's to say they would even be truthful for what they're paying you? Even if it means advertising to minors or advocating for people to gamble in countries they can't even gamble in, I'd say it's really just not worth it. Now that the how they work has been established, the people who actually accept these contracts are usually people who don't even make original content themselves. Most of these hashtag ad overlays of stake that I've seen are people reposting memes, videos, stolen off TikTok and other places. And another pretty popular one being streamer clips. A pretty big one being Speed and Kaisenat clips. These streamers are pretty big, and in Speed's case, Speed one time did try promoting a crypto, which he promptly realized this isn't something he wanted to do, or wanted to be doing, and has since never done so again. Even while that was a huge thing, he even self-exposed his scam in an effort to try and get people to not spend any more money. It was a huge scenario 2 years ago, and I'm using this very specific example because Speed himself seems to be very thankful for his fans, and has since never really promoted any gambling or crypto-related projects. He's very against this sort of content. The reason I bring this up is because a Twitter user known as iShowReports, which is a clipping account who reports on iShowSpeed's viral moments, has been actively stealing clips off Speed and promoting stake over his own content, quote-unquote content. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were Speed, I'd be pretty upset that someone is stealing my content and promoting gambling to my fan base, but that's just me. Now, imagine this on a large scale with streamers who aren't just Speed, and pretty much the entirety of Twitch. I've seen examples of Pokimane. Dude, it's so embarrassing. I've seen examples of Pokimane quote-unquote getting freaky, and they use that to just push people to bookmark it and will in turn show that to more people. It's just middle school kids, I would assume, who want to see Pokimane in a very suggestive manner. And then when you click on it, it's just the stake overlay. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I can't even say that with a straight face. Oh my god. That is the very problem that's been plaguing Twitter for the past few weeks. On large scale, people work with stake directly and steal content, repost them to grow their own accounts, with every post being a hashtag ad related to stake to get more and more people to sign up and spend money on their website, which will in turn get them more money and will in turn also get stake more money. It's a pretty messed up thing to do, especially to Speed as a self-proclaimed iShowSpeed fan. It would be one thing to do this to just one streamer, but to say he is the only one being affected by this is a massive understatement. This is plaguing the website on a massive scale, and no fanbase is safe. As long as there's money to be made, people will enter the fanbase, try and recruit you to gamble and spend money, and then the cycle repeats itself once more. If I seem like I'm overestimating this, I just want to show you this image. You are looking at a picture of a dog pissing on the road. Tell me, what could a literal dog do with gambling? Who knows, maybe I'm just washed. I don't know if a dog is making more off gambling than I could ever make, but maybe I'm just washed. And that brings us to streamers. Streamers are Stake's second biggest source of advertisement. I previously talked about how streamers like Kaisenat and iShowSpeed clips get taken and are used to promote stake to minors, but what about streamers themselves whose biggest forms of content are showing off the gambling to kids? Kick.com is home to the biggest house of streamers that do exactly that sort of content. At first I thought of Kick as just an alternative to Twitch without as much restriction, and that gambling and slot was just one of those few things that Kick allows as content. But then I realized something while researching into this video. I wasn't even aware of this until just today. Stake's founder is Ed Craven and Bijan Tarani. Do you know who founded Kick? None other than Ed Craven and Bijan Tarani. And do you also know what the most promoted type of content is promoted when you visit Kick.com for the very first time? None other than gambling and slots. I'm not kidding, what you're seeing right now is footage of me going to Kick.com, mind you on an IP where gambling on stake is banned, yet I can still see these clips of big name streamers hit it big, and the countless other people who are streaming themselves losing money, not even logged in. I don't have a Kick account, I don't have an ID verified, and I never told Kick I am over 18. By all means, as far as Kick cares, as long as you have Mummy's ID and Mummy's credit card, you can gamble all you want and watch people gamble for free. Another thing I do want to point out is that these streamers have sponsorships directly with Kick and Stake. Is it really a surprise that you watch these streamers get 100 times wins and can afford to spend seemingly thousands and win every single time? Meanwhile, when you try, you lose everything? it's not genuine. These streamers have an account preloaded with fake balance, free to gamble, and withdraw anytime they want. That's the benefit streamers get. Whereas you, the money pig that they rely on, will get a normal account with normal rates designed to make you lose. I mean, at least at casinos, the machines are already designed to be played by a large majority of people. Online, though, they have everything about you logged and personalized as an individual. They know how much you're likely to spend, how much you play, how long you stay per session, your favorite games on the website, and they know just how much to give you back to think it's fair and you have a shot of winning, just to make you come back over again, and again. So what's the point? Why am I even making a video on this? One, I just find it really scummy that there's people out there that think it's okay to steal other people's content in order to promote gambling. It's nothing new that reposting content has been around on the internet since forever. That's not really anything worth mentioning. But stealing content just to promote gambling is another crazy story entirely. It's another thing to just steal one person's content in order to do stealth marketing and get people talking about product or website or whatever you want, I guess. But it's even more nefarious when the product is literal gambling. The people who are in jurisdictions where said practices are illegal. Again, returning to Kai and Speed, these two streamers have a pretty big focus on content first and care about their fans first and foremost. And those said fans who follow these update accounts who maybe couldn't watch last night's stream and just want highlights are going to look up Stake out of pure curiosity, be introduced to a whole new world of gambling using Mummy's credit card. At that point, sure, it's more of a parenting thing, I think, also, but also maybe don't use people's stuff while breaking TOS just to make a few bucks here and there. Also, no one likes seeing ads in general. Is that just me? If one thing you should really take away from this video, it should be that ultimately you're free to do whatever you want with your money, but just know that if you're going to gamble your money on sites like Stake, at least know the website you're dealing with and the practices they do. You're putting yourself and your money out there to a website who will ultimately hold so much information about you and your habits, is okay with giving special treatment to streamers with accounts that are preloaded with piles and piles of money and special rates for them, is okay with stealing other people's content in an effort to onboard you to spend your hard-earned money, doesn't care about advertising laws or restrictions, and is okay with promoting itself to minors. And I know I've mentioned this previously, but to end things off today, it really just shook me to still find out that not a lot of people have made the connection that the Stake CEO and the Kick CEO are the same people. If nothing else, you should really notice that there's a massive conflict of interest and you take these things a little bit more into account before spending your money on a site like Stake. Okay, I don't know where I'm going to put this part of the video in. It's ultimately unscripted. I don't really have a script for this part of the video, but the more I looked into the whole Pokimane and Valerie, or whatever her name is, part of it, the more I realized that these people are just straight up lying. There's this one video where it says Pokimane straight up just, oh my god, this is so cringe. Straight up just being a horn dog on stream, and it's just a clip of Pokimane like playing Among Us. This, I don't, this is just blatant king. I have no words. People can't be serious. These people cannot be serious. If anything, they have a massive case for defamation, I feel. Case, Tysonat, Speed, Pokimane. Oh my god, bro, it's so bad. It's so bad. Alright, I'm gonna end things off here. See ya.